Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien on the morning of Saturday, November 5th, 2022. Sitting in for Paul Harvey this morning. Stand by for the rest of the story. Well, today's story is going bananas. Paul Harvey did this story back in the late 1960s. And I want to just retell it a different way. There was these two composers, which I'll let you go back to Paul Harvey to get his name for that, who were in the bind. And they didn't know what to do. So they were quandary, and they were going by this market or so. And then there was a discussion between a customer and a vendor. The vendor was a Greek guy, and he had broken English and all kinds of stuff. And it got heated. And the discussion was that the customer wanted something specific, and the poor Greek person in his broken English tried to tell him he didn't have it. So all of a sudden you hear, "No, sir, we have no bananas today." No bananas. And yes, there was no bananas. Yeah. Oh, so they were going bananas about that. And the composers, well, they wrote the lyrics, and they put other words to it, and came out to be interesting. I must admit, I heard the song a long time ago. It was made, decades before I was born. This is the year 1923, or 22. But the song was finally released in 1923, and they wanted to see if they could really mass produce it. They had already copyrighted. They didn't have anything wrong. They couldn't find anything wrong with the lyrics as far as infringing on somebody else. The medley, the medley was the medley. And when you're trying to find you write your songs with a lyric, if you're a music guy like I am, and you're trying to find a medley to go with those lyrics, it's kind of hard. They found one. Just to give you an example, Francis Scott Key wrote, "Oh, say, can you see?" And poor Jose to this day can't see. But trying to find a lyric, and they finally did. Of course, you went to the British because you always seem to find British songs for your national independence. America, for one, it's the British. God save the king now, because the queen's gone, so it's God save the king instead of America. Oh, country, 'tis of thee. It's God save the queen or king. Da 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 da. You don't realize that, do you? It's their national anthem, and you guys stole it. Well, you didn't get sued for that. But you should have been sued for that one. Infringement of copyright here. Yeah. But going back to the no bananas thing here, they needed to put this song out there. And in Philadelphia, in 1923, they had this big guy, Eddie Cantor, was around, and he got extended. Of course, when you get extended, you better have extra material, or you're going to be a deep cut guy if you don't have extra material, because you know how so-called audiences react if you go out there and perform the same old every day of the week. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta have good material. Same with a comic or whatever you are. You gotta have good material. It's like actors. I mean, can you imagine if you had Pee Wee Herman performing his same material all over again? It got old in a hurry because he got thrown out, didn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or imagine Ghostbusters. Yeah, that wouldn't last long. That was just a fad. Top Gun. Well, took them 30 years to make another one, didn't it? Well, the same thing with this one. So they went to Eddie Cantor, and he looked at the song, laughed, but he read the lyrics to it. Yeah, I would have laughed too. But he did it anyway because he was in a rock and hard place. And boy, I mean, 2 hours later, he was doing encores of that song. So they published it. And they were selling sheet music by the millions. Ooh, yeah. Because that's how people made money back in the early 1920s. It wasn't the songs, it was the sheet music. And no sooner had it gotten published there that they received a little letter from this lawyer from the West Coast. Because his client, he was trying to save his client. Well, his client. And they're saying, but we did all kinds of due diligence on this, and the lyrics are fine. I'm not suing you for your lyrics, I'm suing you for the medley. But there's no medley up there that we could find that matches this one. Yeah? Well. And mind you, this publisher was pretty good because he was representing his client. Yeah. And his client would have given him a big bonus on this one, too, boy. Ooh, if he would have known what was going on. Poor guy. But he did represent his client to the best of his ability, and he did a good job. He won the suit. They lost and had to pay a pretty hefty fine, I would imagine, and money back. Anyway, the song is still around. They probably changed the things that they needed because if you hear the song, you would say, why was this lawsuit ever brought on purpose? Well, that is the rest of the story, people. The publisher brought the suit and won the suit because he had everything on his side, the law, the facts, and everything, and he pointed them out. And for a publisher to do that, even today, is kind of, interesting. But back then, the publisher's client that he brought the suit for, oh, poor guy, he had been dead for 164 years. Yeah. And the publisher in the suit alleged that the two guys in question, when they put the medley in there, had put 4 notes that belonged to the client. Specifically, George Frederick Handel's Hallelujah Chorus. And now you know the rest of the story. The question is, Americans, if you listen to the Hallelujah Chorus and you listen to There Ain't No More Bananas, you would go bananas trying to figure out where the 4 notes are. This is your favorite alien, sitting in for Paul Harvey. Good day.